Going to show you today how to use your first few new tools in Pixlr. By now you know how to open up Pixlr, you know how to open up an image from a URL, how to add text, and how to crop. So we're going to add some new additional tools here. So the first thing we're going to do is open up an image from a URL. I already have a couple images that I'm going to use here. I'm going to be starting off with this dog. So I'm going to copy this URL and open that up. Okay, so now I've got my dog. And what I'm going to be doing today is taking this dog's head and putting it on this doll's body. And to do that, I'm going to be using a tool here called the Lasso. The Lasso is located, as you can see, right down here. You can also use the L key on your keyboard to activate the Lasso. It doesn't matter if you click it or if you use the L key. I like to use keyboard shortcuts whenever possible. Up here at the top of the screen, you have a couple of different ways of lassoing. You can use the freehand lasso or the polygonal lasso tool. Don't worry about feathering or anti-aliasing at this point. But essentially what you're doing when you're lassoing is just drawing and surrounding the thing that you want. So in this case, it's the dog's head. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, and then I'm going to copy that. Now I'm also going to open up my other image. Okay, so I'm going to copy the doll picture, open image URL, and open that up. Okay, and within Pixlr, I'm going to paste my dog's head. Now that is a little bit too big. Okay, now be aware that when you choose a tool in Pixlr, it stays selected until you choose another tool. And the next tool we're going to use is the Move tool. But before I do that, I'm going to rename my layer so I know what's what. This called layer 1, it's not a good name. So I'm going to instead name it dog. This being called background, not a good name. So I'm going to call it doll. And that's that. The dog's head is on top of the doll, so I'm in good shape. I'm going to use the Move tool or press the V key, and that's going to allow me to move the dog's head on top of the doll's body. But it's still way, way too big. So I'm going to use another tool, which is actually not in the tools menu over here. I'm going to go to the Edit menu, and I'm going to choose Free Transform. Now, you'll notice there is a keyboard shortcut for that, but it's Control-T. And we know that if you press Control-T, it opens up a new tab. So that's pretty worthless. Instead, we're just going to click Free Transform and then use the corners to resize your dog's head. If you hold the Shift key while you resize, it's going to allow you to resize without changing the aspect ratio. Get that about right, and then drag it down and put it in place. If you want to rotate it a little bit, you can click on the outside of the corners here. There's a little curvy arrow, and you can drag and pop that over like that. I'm going to move it again. Okay, perfect. And then I press enter to finalize that. Another day, we'll talk about how to erase around the edges here, but that's really all you need to know how to change a basic head with a body.